Alright, hey guys, my name is Shadow, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. So as you guys are probably all aware, the AI has been buffed in this game, and it's been this way for a couple of months now, so I'm sure that everybody's had, well, you know, some time to come to terms with that, and change our builds accordingly and everything. But today I want to take a look at a Fer-de-Lance build that can help us survive in the Haz-Res for quite a while, and we're going to start out by taking a look at the core internal modules, which are really pretty standard things. So we have our lightweight alloy for our hull material. Now I know I've been a big advocate of military hulls in the past, and I still am. I still advocate military hulls, but we're using the lightweight hull on this ship for two reasons. One, we really never get past the shields in this build if we play it quite correctly, because it's very shield tanky. And two, the lightweight alloys give us a pretty good top speed and maneuverability rating, so that's why we're using them here. Next, we have the 6A power plant because, well, 25.2 megawatts, and we need most of that because, as you can see, we're actually at 27.4 megawatts, and we'll get to the power management in a minute. But next, we have our 5A thrusters. These are pretty essential as we want maximum speed and maneuverability, and as you can see, we have a top speed of 296 meters per second, or 398 if we're using the boost. And we have the 4A frameshift drive, and you could really put whatever frameshift drive you want in this build. This is just, well, because this gives us 12.46 light years at the minimum, which really isn't amazing, and that's with, you know, the best frameshift drive that we can put in here. So we did. Next we have the 4D life support, because D is the lightest weight. We have the 6A power distributor, because we want everything to recharge as quickly as possible, especially the weapons. That's very important. And we have the 4D sensor package, again because D is the lightest weight. Then we have, you know, the default 8-ton fuel tank right here. And let's take a look at our optional internal modules next. So we have our 5A shield generator. Now a class 5 is the best shield generator we can put in this, and obviously A is the best rated, so that's what we've got. We've also got two 4B shield cell banks, because B will actually give you the most shield cells per bank, and, well, class 4 are the next largest slots that we have, so this will actually give us 10 shield cells. Now that's not a really large amount of shield cells for a bounty hunting ship and a Haz-Res, so you really have to make each one of these count. In addition to that, because of what we're going to go over when we get to the utility mounts, these are not super effective in actually recharging the shields, so it's important to use them somewhat strategically. Now we have our 4-capacity cargo rack right here, because cargo racks, like I was saying in the Cobra video, are becoming more of an important thing to have on your ship. If you want to take this to an engineer and upgrade components on it, well, you're going to need commodities for that at some point, and commodities go in your cargo bay. So we've just got a little cargo rack on here. You could probably replace this with a frameshift drive interdictor or something like that if you wanted to, but it's not really necessary. And then we also have our advanced discovery scanner, because I like to include this in every build now. It's a useful thing to have now that this can be used for things like assassination missions, or if you're doing like wet work or missions like that. The discovery scanner is a useful thing for other things than exploring. So let's take a look at our utility mounts next. So we just have our kill warrant scanner. We have the C kill warrant scanner, which is good for 3 kilometers. And then the rest of these 6 slots are filled up with shield boosters. Well, 5 shield boosters. So yeah, this ship is very shield tanky. It can take quite a few hits as long as we divert enough power to the shields. Because if we don't, then obviously the shields are just, you know, not going to take it. But as long as we have power in the shields, this ship can take quite a beating, and we're going to see that in just a little bit. Now, let's get down to the meat of the build, which is the hard points. For our huge hard point, we have a 4A gimbaled multi-cannon. This thing packs a punch. My God, this thing is devastating. Then for the rest of these slots, we have 2F turreted burst lasers, and yes, we have enough power for this, and no, these don't generate all that much heat, really. It's not a huge concern. We can even fire these while we're using a shield cell. It's really not that big of a deal, but we've gone with turrets because everything seems to have this uncanny ability to just get behind you and stay there, and it can just, I mean, anacondas can just turn and turn and turn for days, and you can't outmaneuver them, so turrets are really your best friend here in 2.1, so that's why we've got a whole bunch of them on this ship. And that's pretty much the build. So now what we're gonna do is launch it and take it into the Haz-Res like we usually do. And then we're going to see how this thing performs and see if we can't find some kind of anaconda or something like that. And try to take that out using weapons and awesome maneuverability. And let's launch, here we go. And once again, we've appeared in the hazardous resource extraction site to hunt dangerous criminals who we will then use in our experiments. So let's take a look at our contacts panel and see what kind of ships we have out here that we can shoot at. Showing an ASP Scout right over here. I was really hoping for something slightly larger than that, but if that's what we got, then that will be our first victim, as long as he's wanted. And look at that, he totally is. So we're gonna use our kill warrant scanner, get a nice scan of this guy in here, and then we will just open fire on him. And let's test out the lasers first. Let's see how devastating those things are. All right, so our scan is complete, and we've got the power plant targeted. Now, on this ship, I like to leave my turrets set on fire at will, because all I have to do is actually fire my multi-cannon at this guy, like so, and the turrets just automatically go. And if we were firing at a wing right now, these turrets would actually just fire at any target that was hostile. So we can fire at multiple targets at one time, as long as our turrets are set on fire at will. Now, I haven't actually even fired the multi-cannon at this ship yet, other than to get the turrets going, and we've already taken this down to below 50%, so I think that's pretty good. So, let's just see if we can actually take this thing out with the turrets. Okay, we've got him down to 7% by only firing the laser turrets at him. And now he's down to 3%, and I have all the power into my shields right now because he was totally firing railguns at me. But now that he's not, we can put some power back into the engines and actually maneuver here. Okay, there we go. So we completely took that ASP out with the lasers. Now let's see if we can find something else to shoot at. Okay, we've got an enemy Fer-de-Lance up ahead, and it's already down to 70%. It looks like it's engaged in battle with an ASP Explorer. So let's give it a quick scan, and then we'll see if we can take this thing out before the ASP does. All right, scan complete, and his shields are back up. So we've got his power plant targeted, and now we're going to put some power into the weapon systems and a little bit into the shields, and we're going to get him in front of us. Come on, little Fer-de-Lance. Okay, here we go. We're gonna open fire. Here we go. Let's put power into the shields. Maybe into the engines. And this is why it's good to have turrets. Because see, he's just above us and he likes to stay there, but I don't really like him to do that. So turrets. Now we're gonna let him have it with the cannon. Although that didn't really work out very well because he deployed chaff. So let's see. Okay, there he is there. We hit him a couple of times. But yeah, Fer-de-Lance is one of the more maneuverable ships in the game, as I'm sure you guys are aware because we're flying one right now. So you guys can see how well this thing is maneuvering, even when I don't have any power into the engines. And look how much damage that freaking huge multi-cannon is doing. Look at this, it's just shredding his hull. Oh my gosh. Look how quick that guy went down. Boom. And a very easy 237,000 credits. That was pretty good. All right, let's see what other kinds of ships we can find around here. We've got a Python up ahead. I was really looking for ships that were not already engaged in battle, but it doesn't look like we're finding too many of those, and it doesn't really matter with that Python anyways, because it's not wanted. But the Diamondback Explorer that's attacking this guy is totally wanted. So let's give him a scan, and we'll start firing on him before the Python actually picks him off. Just look how fast he's going down. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm not even gonna bother targeting his power plant. We're just gonna start firing the multi-cannon, and boom. So we did not kill him before he got ahead of us, but we did do significant damage, and we're going to continue doing so now. And look how quickly we took that thing out. Ah ha ha ha, the Fer-de-Lance is all powerful. And there goes the Python flying away. And for our next victim, we have an Imperial Clipper. Now, Imperial Clippers are one of the more maneuverable ships in this game, so let's see how the Fer-de-Lance does against such a vessel. Here we go. Already we're doing a pretty good job of taking his shields down. He's not outmaneuvering us just yet, but he doesn't seem to be really trying to, nor is he really firing back for some reason. I don't know, that's kind of weird. We've got his shields down, but he really hasn't started shooting at us yet. I don't know if this is a bug or something. Maybe he'll start shooting at us now. He's in the perfect position to do so. But no, we don't seem to be under attack. But we can ram. Not that that was a very big collision, but okay. Doesn't seem like this pilot had very much will to live. Just kind of rolled over and played dead. Although he didn't actually roll over like they would actually do, you know, before 2.1. But, you know, he pretty much just let us kill him. Didn't make a big fuss about it. Didn't even shoot back. Didn't even shoot back. All right, here's something we don't do very often. We've got a Viper Mark III right here. So let's test this out against something that's smaller and more maneuverable than this ship is. So we've already scanned it, and I'm not gonna bother targeting its power plant because it's so small. So let's fire at it and maybe not collide with it. And now we'll have to turn around and get it in front of us again. Here we go. And of course, now it's on the other side of an asteroid. That guy is really elusive. All right, so let's start shooting him. Okay, so these burst lasers seem fairly effective against the shields of something small like this Viper right here. And with all pips into our engines, we're having no problems following this thing around right now. And the lasers are just taking its hull down amazingly. So let's fire the cannon at it too and see what happens. Wow, yeah, okay, that's quite a lot of damage. Now, of course, the cannon's gonna reload right now, but we have lasers in the meantime, and these things are doing amazing damage to the hull of this little Viper Mark III. So let's see if we can get it in front of us again and maybe finish it off with our Class 4 multi-cannon. Here it goes. Okay, and it went down amazingly quickly. So yeah, this ship is pretty good for going up against something small and maneuverable like that. So yeah, not too bad in that department. Let's see what else we can find out here. So we have quite the abundance of Imperial Clippers out here today. And again, every ship seems to be in battle for some reason. So whatever. And I have yet to come across a single Anaconda. So let's just take this thing out because we can. Fire lasers. All right. And his shields went down pretty quickly. Let's just fire on his hull. And that guy's firing, but not at us. Oh, look, he's actually shooting us now. We are being fired on. Now I have no pips into my shields right now. So let's see what he does. Okay, he's got one ring of our shields down. Is he gonna get any more before we destroy him? I don't know. I'm gonna purposely not put pips into my shields right now and see what he can do. So he's deployed chaff, and I've destroyed him. Okay, that's it. But he's got a wingman. Let's see. Trying to target him. There it goes. Okay, he's got a Viper Mark III with him, who's taken down a second ring of my shields. So now, what we're going to do is deploy one of our 4B shield cells while we're firing lasers, and just see what happens. Okay, so the temperature is going to spike up to about 155. But it's actually going down while we're firing the lasers, and we've also killed that guy. So that was not too bad. That was not too bad. It actually restored almost one full ring of shields right there. So that's all right. Now here's something a little bit different. We've got a Federal gunship up ahead, but of course, it's under attack, and it's down to 45%. So we're just gonna fire on it and see how long it takes to get this thing with the cannon. That seems like its hull is pretty vulnerable to this particular weapon. And, you know, the lasers are doing pretty good against it. Not amazing, not terrible. It was all right. Of course, you know, we came in the middle of that fight and really just picked that ship off. So, not an amazing test. Let's see if we can just find about one more ship here. It would be really nice if there could be an Anaconda or something, but I've been flying around out here for quite a while now and I haven't come across a single one. So my hopes are not high that we're going to be finding one of those, but let's just see what else we've actually got out here. And after several more minutes of flying around, the only other ship I've come across is yet another Imperial Clipper The difference with this one being that it's not already in combat. So let's actually fire on it before it has a chance to fire on someone else and see if it can actually take this thing down on our own, which I'm fairly certain that we can, but let's just do it. And hopefully this isn't one of those ones that's not going to fire on us, but it kind of looks like it is. So that's quite weird. We've just taken his shields right down without ever taking a single hit. I'm not really sure what's going on with this. That's pretty weird. Now I am firing on him with other things than turrets, and he's just not responding. And yes, he did turn red, so we've actually aggroed him. So I'm being awarded bounties for these kills. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the not shooting back thing. But that's pretty weird. That's weird, right? Let me know in the comments if that's weird. Are you guys having this problem where NPCs are not firing back at you? I don't know. I haven't really been experiencing this to this level before I tried to make this video. I mean, maybe these guys all know that I'm trying to make this video, and so they're just purposely, you know, rolling over and dying. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever experienced this phenomenon. It's quite weird, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. But that seems like the only thing we're going to be finding out here today. So that's probably going to conclude this video. I was hoping to find something bigger to test this on, an anaconda or something like that. But that didn't really happen. I have tried this against anacondas in the past, and it takes them down quite proficiently. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. If I didn't cover anything that you guys wanted to see, let me know that also. I know you guys probably wanted to see me take down an anaconda with this thing, and I did too. I wanted to put that in the video. The game just wasn't working with me. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you thought that it sucked, I guess. And that's it for me, guys. So I will see you in the next one.